Hello everybody. So today we are going to learn the session user administration. So we will see the user concept, user master record, and what are the password restrictions, and what are the SAP default users, and what are their passwords. Okay. So basically a user is one of the basic part of RY3's security. So when you install your SAP, as I said, like creating a user is one of the post installation activities. Okay, so the first step after the installation is you need to create a users, okay, in the new clients. Now it must be noted that users are always client dependent. I mean, user in one client is not be a user of another client. As I said, like client is a 3-digit number, like 0002 to 999, right? So in this, for example, if we have some users in the client, for example, say 200, so those users should not be in user of another client. Okay, so they are valid for only the client they were created or assigned. Now let me go to the practical so that it will be easy for you to understand more easily. So as I said, like the transaction code for the user is SU01, right? So let us say an example. I have already created a user by name test. Okay, now I want to just see the user master record. If you see, as I told before, that by default once you install the SAP comes with the two super users. What are those two super users? One is your SAP star and another is your DDIC. So these two super users so by default you will get two super users. These are the two super users once your SAP get installed. So these two super users are available for every client in R/3 system. Whenever a new client is created, you will see these two users. Okay, but the nature of these two super users are slightly different. What is the difference between these both super user? Like if I say SAP star has all the authorization, whereas DDIC is authorized to administer purpose. Okay, so SAP star has all the authorization and DDIC is authorized to administer. So see, when I started after the installation, I used DDIC. Why? Because you cannot use SAP star. Always use DDIC, and you can have the copy of the DDIC with a new user. You can create it. Okay. Now, as I said, like every user has their own master record. If you go and see test user, what user master record consists of? It consists of your username, like the you need to know the password for that username, right? And you have the company address. You need to have a default parameters, roles provided to the users, profiles which has been assigned to the users, okay, in which groups this user exists. So these are the user master record of a particular user. So every user has its own user master record. So user master record maintained through the transaction SU01. So how you can see this any user master record? You can use SU01. So if you go to SU01, you can see any, for example, if I want to see DDIC and just click on display, you can see the DDIC user master record. Okay, so every user has its own master record. Now, a user can be assigned to many activity groups, and an activity group can be assigned to many users. So what is activity group and activities? When we are going into the roles, security roles topics, there you will be coming to know. So if we create activity groups, okay, then you are going to assign the users to that activity groups. Okay, now second thing is that, as I said like previously also, and now I'm telling that about the password restriction. Okay, this is one of the important thing because password cannot be word SAP or pass. Like if you want to give a password like, you know, pass or SAP, you know, you cannot give pass and SAP. Okay, password cannot begin with any sequence of 3 characters contained in the user ID, right? For example, if you are giving F or ED Smith, like for example your name, okay, so you cannot use the 3 characters of your username. Okay, you cannot use FRE, you cannot use the password starting from RED, you cannot use like EDS. I mean, I want to say like this. Okay, and password, as I said, cannot begin with 3 identical characters. That also I told, like if you want to create a password like you are creating like this, or you want to create like BB, something like that, so you cannot create the password and it cannot begin with 3 identical characters. Whenever a user changes password, he may not use any of the last 5 passwords. This is very, very important. Like usually what happens, you create one password, okay, you forget, then you have created one more password. Okay, so like this, if you are creating the password, then you cannot use any of the last 5 passwords which you have used. Okay, moreover, about the password restriction, like in the profile parameters, you can set the password length, like how many characters you want to keep the password. For example, I will tell you some parameters, like minimum password length you can set by using this parameter login /min underscore password underscore LNG. So how to set the password? You can just go into the transaction. I will open another session. So in profile parameters, I will be showing like how you are going to set the parameters. You will go into RZ10. You will take the instance profile. Okay, all the parameters are set up in instance profile. Okay, so select the extended maintenance and here you will set the parameters. So if you want to create a new parameters, what you will do? You will create the parameter. Okay, or you have to create the parameters. Okay, so this is how you are going to create the parameters. So this is just I'm explaining you that if you want to set a password length, you can set by using these parameters. Okay, similarly, if you want administrator to set the password expiration date, like for example a user arrived and he has some 3 months of duration in the assignment, then how are you going to keep the expiration date for that particular user? So for that, the parameter you need to assign by expiration underscore time. So this is the parameter you need to set in the RZ10 profile, which just now I showed. Similarly, for example, say number of incorrect logons allowed for a user master record until the logon procedure is terminated. For example, when you are trying to log in with the password and you have forgot the password, first attempt you failed, okay? So second attempt again you are getting failed, and third attempt you have failed. Then what happened? It will lock you password. So you can set that incorrect login attempts instead of 3 to 5 or 6, okay? So it depends like how you are. So how to set up that login underscore fails underscore 2, you can set by giving this parameter. So this usually you can set using this parameter. Okay. Now, so these are some important parameters. I said that there are n number of parameters. If you go into RZ11, you will be learning this thing in the profile topic. SAP, as I said, like SAP RY3 system includes 2 superuser, as I said, SAP Star DDIC. Okay, so SAP Star user has this password by default. When you, if you have not given the password, like in if I talk about the older version like 4.7, you know, at that time usually when you are installing the SAP, then you will log on with SAP Star with the predefined password which SAP has given. So what is the predefined password SAP has given? For SAP Star, you log on with the password 06071992. This is a password for SAP Star. So once the installation is completed, you usually log in with this password. Similarly, for DDIC, you use the password 199207, reverse of that SAP Star. This can you remember by the date. I mean, like if you see 06/07/1992 year, as I said, like SAP RY3 came in 1992. So accordingly, they set the date for that particular password. So apart from this, there is one more user, early watch user. Okay, so which usually we never use. This is used by the SAP people. So early watch user created with the password support. So let me go. Got it? So this is how the passwords has been set for SAP Star, DDIC and early watch alert. Now, for example, you will get a doubt when you create a new client. Okay, so this you have logged in using this password, whatever the SAP has given. Once you create a new client, you want to log in with SAP Star. Then what is the password you are going to use? Are you going to use this? No. When you create a new client, then you need to log on with SAP Star using the password pass. This is very, very important. Whenever you are creating a new client, okay, once you have created the new client, you log on with SAP Star using the password PASS, PASS. Okay. So when we go into the client administration topic, when we create a new client, we are going to use this. So as I said, like SAP Star is one of the super user, okay, and DDSC also is one of the super user. So I hope you understood this, and we are going to see how we are going to create the users and how are we going to assign the roles to the user, and we will see how we copy the users and how to delete the users. Okay, so we will see in our next topic. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello everybody. So today we are going to see how are we going to create users, how we are going to copy the user, and how are we going to delete user, and we'll see how to lock and unlock users. So to create the user, the first step is we have to go to SU01 and we have to give the username, or say I'm creating a user by name Ahmad. Okay, so after putting your name, you need to say create. Okay, and you have to give Mr. and you need to give a last name Anwar and the first name Ahmad. Okay, these are mandatory. I'm like, okay, so other things are optional. If you want to give or not, it's not necessary, but the last name, first name should be there. Okay, and once you have given the first name and last name, and then you have to click on save. Okay, so it is asking to enter an initial password. Okay, once you hit, you have to create the password here. Either you can use the SAP wizard for password, or you can give your own password and provide it to the user. So let's create a user basis 123 basis 123. This is just I'm giving a user a password. Okay, now once I have given the password, then again you have to save. But as I said, like if the user has joined the project only for a period of duration, then you need to give the validity for that particular user. So you can give like he's joining on so and so date, you will assign the date, and then how many months he will be going to be for this project, you have to assign that date. Okay, so once you assign the validity period, then you need to click on save. Okay, now there are other things which you have to do. Okay, so go to change as we have given the password. Okay, but unless and until you won't provide the roles or profiles to the user, then how he is going to work, right? So you have to give the profiles to the user. So without that, he cannot able to do anything. Okay, so these are some default. As I said, like SNC, you don't need to give any information here. When it comes to the default, as I said, like here you need to give the printer which the user is wants to use. Okay, so, and in parameters, if he's creating any program, ABAPers usually needs a parameters. They will tell you which parameter they want to be assigned to his user account. Okay, so unless and until you won't provide the information, you cannot create your own parameter. Okay, and roles, as I said, like we are going to create some roles. So if you have a created roles, you have to assign that roles to the users. Okay, so right now I will go and assign a profile SAP_all, since I do not have the roles as of now to assign to this user. Okay, so but in a company you will get the role from the security person. He is the responsible person for providing you the roles for functional consultants as well as all other consultants. Okay, so as of now I am giving all authorization for this particular user. Okay, so SAP_all. Once you hit enter, this user will get all the SAP authorizations roles. So once you have given this role, then you need to think. So that is how the user has been created. Now, as a basis consultant, you have created the user for this user Ahmad Anwar. Now you have to provide this information to that user, saying that this is your user ID and password to log on to SAP and so client. Okay, so I'm totally coming out from the SAP. So if you are going to main screen, you will just put /n, but if you want to come out completely, you will give /NEX. That means you are completely out from the SAP. So again you have to log on with SAP logon. Again you have to go. So say Ahmed is trying to log in through his system. Okay, a basis consultant has created his credentials. So what Ahmed will do, he will go and log in with the client given to him, and the user has been created by name Ahmed, and the password the basis consultant given is basis quantity. For the first time when the Ahmed log on, he will be asked to change the password. In case if he didn't get that pop-up for changing the new password, that means that user should know that somebody has logged on using his credentials. So this is very, very important for any new user, or you, if you are going into company, you will be provided with the credentials. You need to see whether it's asking a new password or not. Okay, now I have given a password given by administrator. I have hit enter. Now it's asked to change the password. So now I am going to change the password. Okay. So I have been assigned the password. Now I can able to log in into the SAP successfully. Now if I want to see any transaction code, whether I have the roles or not, I can just simply put the some transaction. I can see, yep, I have the authorization. Let me check for RG10. Yeah, so that means Ahmed got the authorization for whatever the authorization he needs. Since, as I said, like Ahmed has got SAP_all, but in the company, as I said, like security person will use the particular roles which you need to assign to that user. Okay, so this is how you usually create the users. Now we will going to see how to copy the users. So for copying the user, for example, another user is going to join. Okay, so you as a basis consultant want to create the user as same as Ahmed. What you are going to do, since the manager told that give the new user same image as what Ahmed have. So what you are going to do, you have to go to SU01. Okay, and what you will do, you will put Ahmed's name here and you will go and click copy. That means what you are doing here, you are copying the Ahmed to a new user. So from Ahmed to maybe that new user name is John. Okay, So you have given the John. So what the John will getting? All the roles or profiles, whatever the Ahmed has given, he will be getting except password, because it will ask for the password. So once you hit copy, see, it asks for the password. So again, you have to give the password for the John. Okay. Once you have given the password, you need to save. So once you save, this is how John can able to access. So you have given the John a user ID, John, and the password which you have just mentioned. Okay. So you have to give this to John, so he can able to access the same profile whatever Ahmed has given. Okay. So this is how you are going to copy the users. Now, for example, like a user has done with the project and he has left the company. So what you are going to do with the user which has already were not existing? So you have to delete those users. How are you going to delete that user? Same transaction code, you will go SU01, okay, and you will, for example, say John has left the company, okay, so you are going to delete that user from the user master record. So you have to just put this name and you have to hit the delete. So the John will get deleted from the SAP. So since we are deleting the user, it will take more time because it's depend on the rules, what role has given. If you have given a lot of rules, and deleting lot, all the rules will take some time. So please telling user John should be deleted. Yes. So once you hit, it will go and delete all its roles, whatever the parameters, profiles, whatever has been given to him, it will be deleted. Okay. So this is the procedure how you are going to delete the user and from the system. Now one more thing I left with showing you how to lock and unlock the user. Or I will, if you click on here, you can open the create another session while this is working. So since, as I said, like deleting the users will take a lot of time. I mean, like sometimes you cannot work parallelly with other dialog purpose, because might be using all the dialog work processes, right? To see how many dialog processes the user deletion is taking. You can simply go to SAP Management Console. Because since I opened one more session, so it has occupied a lot of memory. I mean, it's, the CPU, the usage, what usually it's into. So you have to go to add ABAP work processes, because you are going to see, like, while deleting the user, how many work processes have occupied for this particular task. This is very important. See, this is one of the issues in the real time. Usually the user checks, they will tell the slow performance. So the slow performance arrives only when all the dialog work processes are occupied, or if there is any backup running behind at the back end. Okay, so these are the common issues usually user gets when he's getting a slow performance, or any user using long transaction. So in that case also you will get a slow.
performance. So to avoid this performance, one has to monitor continuously, how much CPU is consuming, how much memory is consuming by the users, and you have to immediately, escalate the users for that particular issue that he is using long-running jobs or something like the dialog users, as I said, which is not a right way to do in the dialog. So some users doesn't know about the background work process and dialog. They simply run the long-running report in a dialog work processes, and other users will face the issue because of that. So as a basic consultant, you are responsible to escalate to that user to just come out from that transaction from the program which is running in the dialog. In this way, other users won't be getting any issue. So in our next session, we will be going to learn the next topic. And okay, so I will go to the before conclusion. I want to show how to lock and unlock the user. Okay, as Ahmed, like if you want to lock Ahmed, you can simply go lock and unlock. So if you lock, that means Ahmed right now is not locked, but once you click on this, the user Ahmed is locked. So if Ahmed trying to log in, see it says your account is locked. So he will again come back to you saying that the account is locked, can you please unlock? So you are going and clicking on that and you will unlock this as an administrator. So this is how you unlock and lock the user. So hope you understood the concept of how you are going to create the users, how are you going to delete the users, how you are going to copy the users, and the concept of locking and unlocking the users. Thank you so much. Bye.